Tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo, and it's on a Sunday. I decided to not work tomorrow because I've worked that holiday, and the wait time is just killer. So I decided to come out tonight on a Saturday night. It's 6:30, and I'm picking up my first order. I'm going to keep it very local. And I'm going to see what I can do. I feel places are opening tomorrow in my market. And they're like, oh, I hope you're working. Of course. They want to make sure they got good workers out in the field. If they like you, they say that to you, even though you don't work for the restaurant. Hope you're working on Sunday. I'm like, nah, probably not. Because I've done it. And I don't need to do that. It's a lot of wait time. You probably make good tips. Excuse me. I have a very bad head cold. You probably make good tips. But I really don't want to wait around and be out and about. So I forced myself to get up today. I stayed in bed till 3. And I said, well, since I'm wasting home and I'm not getting anything accomplished or doing anything, I might as well get out for a little while and let's see if I can earn $100 in 4 hours. Let's see. So stay tuned. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It is now 6:54. Order's still not ready at McDonald's. Nobody helped me. They actually told me we're confused. We're trying to figure out, where's this order? It just came in, and, after 15 minutes standing there, and somebody reached out and said, what are you here for? So long story short, I just got off the phone with GrubHub. She was like, well, the order's ready now. I'm like, no, you're asking too much for one person. I'm not going back. I can see you're not at the restaurant anymore. I don't know why someone would think you would stand there for 30 minutes for a $5.42 payout. I took it because it was a mile down the street. Send someone else. Give me a strike. You know what? I'm turning Uber on. Tonight's going to be Uber night. I'm going to work 7 to 10 or 11, and let's see what we can do. I won't be turning on GrubHub tonight. I'm annoyed. Can you blame me? I didn't see it, but I just pulled up. It just happened. A kid got hit on a bike. There are cops everywhere now. The father was really cool. The mother's taking off the kid's clothes to make sure there's no marks underneath. There's a lot of people here. Father's checking out the bike. Oh, it did just happen when I pulled up here. I mean, the kid's, he's all right. I mean, I think he's all right, but you never know what can happen internally. The father is examining the bike, see how dented it is. They didn't take the kid on the stretcher. They're wrapping it up. The father is checking out the helmet, putting it back on his kid's head, and telling him to get back on the bike. Because he's okay. You just assume it's the driver's fault. And they seem very cool about it. They're calming the kid down. Because everyone's gone now. Toughen him up. I mean, it's not a joke to get hit by a car. But he's trying to... everybody here, they're gone now. There's only a couple of cop cars. All the medical help left because he's fine. Hi, Michelle. So as I'm letting you know about this, once you arrive to my location, please make sure to come right inside of the main front entrance of the building immediately so we can get this simple handoff delivery over and done with. I'll definitely be waiting inside the lobby to get this done. Do you understand what I'm saying? Holy cow. At first I was like, what's wrong with this person? Writing a text like that, instructions. When I pulled up, I realized he was an adult special ed person. He was actually very nice. So I'm happy it didn't rub me the wrong way. I just said I was on my way because I didn't know what to expect when I pulled up. He was a very kind man. And by the way, tonight sucked. I'm grateful that I broke $60. I'm lucky I broke $60. It was so bad out there. I'm going to discuss a few things. I said no to 2 scheduled deliveries today offered by Dlivrd. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel, and I do feel much better now, but I didn't want to tell the app that I would be available at a set time, a scheduled delivery. And it wasn't the highest payout. It was kind of out of the way for $30. I felt when you're working those scheduled deliveries and you do it all week, you feel like it's punching a time clock after a while. And on the weekends, I like to, this is how it's rolling out for me. Most of the time, I like to go with the flow. I'm still working, however, when I feel like it. And if I really didn't want to leave the house today, I would have stayed home without any worries, because then I would have to reach out, tell them I can't do the scheduled delivery. It's a hassle. And I also turned one down from Bolt deliveries. I completed one with Bolt deliveries through the Cartwheel app this week. Paid $37. It was a my town pickup, 1 town over drop off. I was very grateful for it. That was yesterday. Tomorrow's is Cinco de Mayo, and I did say that I didn't want to go out because the wait time is going to be off the chart. Today was a really strange evening. I didn't even share half the stuff I saw on the road tonight. People are weird. The driving's odd. There's a lot of cops out. This is a party holiday, a Mexican celebration, you know. So I'm going to stay off the roads tomorrow. And I turned down, they sent me at least 3 offers. Maybe if they were much higher payouts for $30, you know what? It's too far, too many miles. One was decent. If it was during the week, I would have taken it. But I do feel like I'm punching a time clock. You have to step back a little bit. Let someone else earn the money tomorrow. So I'm sure somebody took it. So that's that with the deliveries. Sometimes it's good to say no. It's a good thing. This might annoy some people, anger them. However, when you witness it daily, we pick up from fast food. I'm talking about fast food chains. You're seeing it more often. And tonight, I didn't just go to Mickey D's tonight. I went to a few other fast food places tonight and picked up very local pickup drop-offs. And the staff is like, they're numb. They're just going through the motions. They don't really want to be there. It was so bizarre tonight, witnessing like the forced movements, and just, it's time for robotics in the fast food chains. It's just the way it is. And then you see that one great worker and you feel sorry for them because you see what they're surrounded by. They're the ones who will be working with the robotics. Those are the people who will have their job. You know, they got the headpiece on, they're front of the house, they're working the window, they're working the computers, they're making sure the front counter's taken care of. They're looking, and they're watching how slow people are going behind the line. Those are the ones who are going to keep their jobs. Those are the ones who earn a good paycheck and are trainable, because if they're on, they got the speaker on, they're dealing with the computers, they're communicating for customer service. They're not dumb people. They're good, great workers. They're good people. They're good workers. You know what I mean? I mean, tonight I was just like, oh, why even open the doors? Shut them down. That's what I thought. And I'm not feeling good. And I was like, God, on my worst day, I'm more productive than this. What is going on here? What a show. It's time for robotics. No question about it. And the gig workers who, we all know that we have to pay our own taxes, do our own thing. if you follow me, I'm a supporter of TurboTax. In one of my past videos recently, I said I was going to hire someone to prepare my taxes through TurboTax. This is what happened. I've been really working hard to learn how to do it myself. I understand. I'm learning the platform. I'm learning how to navigate through TurboTax. I'm also learning the self-employed QuickBooks app. I understand how they connect together. I'm learning how I know what to do. So yesterday, the person who I accepted, and they accepted me as a client through TurboTax, he got me on the phone. He said, do you have 20 minutes? We're going to sit down for a few. I'm like, okay, and I was all ready. And he asked to move one thing, and I was watching him because they take over your screen. He goes, now tell me why we're here, Michelle. What? How did we get here? Why are you hiring someone to prepare your taxes? You did all the work, and you're doing great. You did a great job. I kept second guessing myself. Because when I told him what happened, I said when I reached out, the person on the other end said, I can tell you how to navigate through the platform, TurboTax, but I can't answer any of your questions when it comes to what you should put, what numbers you should put, or how to answer a question. And I was like, she knew less than me. So I figured I was doing it wrong. He goes, well, let's go back. So we went back into the area where I was doing it myself before I was in the area of paying someone to prepare my taxes. There's a difference. He said, show me where you got stuck. I was like, it was on review. Let's do it. So you have to tap and they follow you. Or they guide you and you have to tap. Well, I showed him. He goes, this is why you are where you are now, all because of this. Now I don't have my notes in front of me, but I'm going to rewrite everything, get better for next year. There's really no reason. He was apologizing on behalf of TurboTax. He said, you know what you're doing. You're doing great. You don't need to pay someone. It will be a fraction of what you're going to pay me. You did all the work, Michelle. Oh, and you gig workers? Well, I shared that with you. This is a part of being an independent contractor, learning how to become self-sufficient, learning how to develop new skills, to save a lot of money and save a lot of time. I'm really struggling learning. However, throughout the year, he was impressed that I was using self-employed QuickBooks. He said, because he asked me, who submitted this data for you? And I was like, what do you mean? I did. He was like, you know what you're doing. He did ask about the miles, guys. He said, how are you keeping track of your miles? And I was like, well, I use self-employed QuickBooks. At the end of the day, I type in the miles that I drove. And then it sends it over. I said, I print out a log of my business miles and I put it in my folder. You know exactly what you're doing, Michelle. So you gig workers, you independent contractors, you freelancers, you're self-employed, whatever you are, these are the things that you can teach yourself. I mean, I think I paid $150. That's something like that. It was under $200. And my taxes are done. If you paid someone, it was going to be over $600. And I also learned that I can combine. I learned a lot. So you gig workers, you can teach yourself and you can do everything on the fly. Now I'm only going to be better next year. The self-employed QuickBooks, doing things on the fly, taking pictures of receipts, creating your folders as the year goes on instead of waiting till the last minute, let everything pile up and be panicked at tax time. Next year, I won't be so panicky. I'm really grateful for the honesty of the gentleman who was helping me and the way he made it clear that I know what I'm doing. I don't need to second guess myself. I don't need to pay top dollar to have someone prepare my taxes, because I know what I'm doing and I did all the work. And my taxes were done. I sat down for about an hour. I went through everything one more time and I clicked submit. Done. Self-employed QuickBooks and TurboTax works for me as a gig worker, as an independent contractor, as an entrepreneur. You can do it too.